Yo, what is going on, YouTube? Right, just released their patch notes for patch 4.4.5, and I'm going to go ahead and go over them with you. And I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts. First up is Braum. He's in there. He's not available yet. He looks like fun, though. Definitely going to save up my LP to get him as soon as he comes out. Next up, trying to bring Gragas back. Let's see, the barrel roll. Reduce size, grants vision after it reaches destination. So kind of what a quality of life, I think, is what people call it. Change there. Drunken Rage, another thing. Should have already been in there. They fixed it. Buff, a little bit buff to his R. Increasing the cast range. Still don't think Gragas will be very good. Or he shouldn't see much play. Meh. Still got to do a little bit of work on him, but I think they're heading in the right direction. Just a little bit at a time, and they'll get there. J4 hasn't been playable in some time. I mean, you can play him, but he's not very good. He's passive. 10% of their max health at all levels now. It's max or current, I'm not sure. 10% at all levels. That's a pretty big buff. Like, it's going to be a lot of damage on your first hit when you... I'm not sure if it's max or current, though. I haven't played him in so long. And then they changed his same target cooldown. I don't think that's a big of a 6 at all levels. No, I think for your early ganks, you weren't going to get it off twice anyways. So I don't think this is a huge impact. I think it's overall a buff on his passive, and then of course a buff on his golden ages for sure. His golden ages always seem so useless. Maybe they should lower the cooldown so you can use it like multiple times during the early part of a fight. But to me personally, it always seemed pretty useless. I haven't been playing Jarvan for a long time. I only really played him back when I was like in Platinum and stuff, so I wasn't actually that good at the game anyways. Kassadin. So I think overall, J4 has improved. I'm not sure if he's going to be playable. He might be. I don't think so, though. I don't think he's playable quite yet. He might start coming back with like one more little change. Kassadin. I feel like they overbuffed him, so they're nerfing the shield on his Q down a little bit. I actually agree with this. He felt actually pretty strong in lane. I played him, I think, once or twice, and I played versus him a couple times. He's just really annoying. He has his Q. It's like endless harassment, and he gets the shield so he can trade with it. And then whatever, his W or his E, whatever, gives back the mana. So he's in lane forever, queuing you. He never has to leave lane, really, and it's just really annoying. And eventually he'll wear you down. So I like that. They probably need to buff up his damage a little more in other places to make him viable. But I like that change because his shield was really annoying. So change on Kha'Zix. I looked over these earlier. I think this might kill Kha'Zix. They're pretty big. So the isolation radius was increased by 150 units. Turrets now count as allies when determined whether a target is isolated. That's not too big. That's rather specific. But then his Void Assault has evolved active camouflage. It takes 2 seconds to recast it out, which means it's double the time it was. So you're gonna be taking that much more damage, and I think that might kill Kha'Zix right there. Maybe not. I'll have to play him, but that's definitely a big hit. But between both those. The isolation and then 2 seconds now in between our casts is pretty big. Now stops enemy champions movement immediately on application of stun. That should have been already in there. That's like you would cast it, and like I say, J4 used his EQ combo. As Lissandra R'd him, he would finish the EQ and then be R'd on the other side of it. So like that should have already been in there. I don't know how they don't fix that stuff faster. It's pretty ridiculous. Malphite getting some buffs. Brutal Strikes always costed so much mana. And then his passive. The passive isn't a huge deal because by the time you start hitting like level 7 and it starts going down, his passive is really big in laning phase, but the laning phase is... You're starting to get out of laning phase by the time you're like level 7. So it's not huge. It's not huge on his passive. I do like the buff on his W. That could actually be big. He'll be able to be able to fight more in lane because he won't have to like pick where he uses mana because all of his mana costs are so high. Misfortune, not huge changes. It's just increasing her AP ratios Unless you're doing AP Misfortune, I don't think this changes anything. Her support Misfortune's off, but without impacting her game health and play patterns. I don't know. It's nothing. Like, Misfortune's actually kind of decent right now, in my opinion. You have to play her in the right comp. So, solo queue wise, I don't think she's very good. Yeah. That's fine. Bug fix. Display fix. Display fix, it looks like. Yeah. There's a lot of bug fixes here. They finally fixed Shen's R. Like, this is, like, I don't understand what Riot, like, what they have, whatever their list of, like, stuff to fix, but Shen's R has been buggy for so long. Like, I don't even know. I don't even want to go into it. It's just retarded. More bug fixes on the Twitch, bug fix on Vladimir. They nerfed heal again. Removed. So it no longer removes grievous wounds. So I guess what that'll do is you won't be able to stack like 2 to 3 heals on a team anymore. Because then you have someone like, I know Twisted Fate's got like that Merlin Omicron build, or I'm trying to think what else gives us grievous wounds. I think it's just Merlin Omicron. But if like people have 2 to 3 heals, you just go get a Merlin Omicron, grievous wounds, and then cut all the healing down by half. But heal would remove it. Now with heal not removing that, it could be pretty big. They already did the 50% reduction, but I think this is good too. So you can't be. What is it? You would use heal, get rid of grievous wounds, and you use another heal, and you want to get the 50% reduction. You just have the 50% reduction because of the last heal cast. So it's pretty big. It allows you to itemize a little better versus a lot of heals, which I like. It gives heal a counter. I got some nerfs to Feral Flare, which I think is good, especially for solo queue, because it's harder to punish in solo queue, the Feral Flare, than it would be in something more competitive. So Feral Flare is getting hit, which I'm fine with, because my main jungler right now is Lee Sin, and I do not buy Feral Flare on Lee Sin, so anything that hurts Feral Flare is okay with me. Sunfire Cape visuals, the particles got updated. I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything here. Trinkets, starting cooldown. Oh, we do have some stuff. Starting cooldown, 30 seconds. What? That's so early. Dragon, global gold reward was increased by 20 gold. Just initially, I think. All outer turrets now have fortify added to bottom. Okay, so they're finally balancing bottom lane, because mid and top lane used to be harder to kill. Because Riot didn't want people lanes. It's stupid. I hate hidden things that are in the game that you don't see, and they're just kind of there, and you're like, they don't explain. Like, newer players will never know this, that top and mid turret are harder to kill than bottom turret early on. I hate hidden stuff like that. But now at least they're adding it to all turrets, which is better than having it on. And they're increasing the damage reduction too, but lowering the time. So they just don't want early turrets to be killed as early. They want more laning phase going on. I'm fine with that. I just don't like how they had top and mid turret harder to kill than bottom turret. It made no sense. It was just stupid. Fixing that though, that's good. Fix a bug. Bug fix. And then we're getting into Crystal Scar and shit. So I don't play any of those. But thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, be sure to give it a like. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my previous gameplay and commentary, and my next one when it does go up. And that's it. Peace.